Man, what's going on there, everybody? It's your boy PROTECH Sports from the PROTECH Sports Network. Back with another video for you guys today, man. This is video 2 of 3 for today. Fine, good to all glory to God. When we talking to y'all, man, I know what time it is, man. We back. We are back again. This time we'll have a special guest in a few minutes. I said former Washington football team reporter in Renee, Washington. She'll be here in a couple minutes. But I just want to give you guys a quick gist of what we're going to talk about today. So we want to alarm her or us as a PROTECH fan. Bro, why is it doing this? Yo, what up, Joe? What's up, bro? PROTECH, what up? Huh? Who, me, LOL? You funny. But I do need you for these moderator streams. I'm gonna start those back up. Is that we have not had it? What in the bro? What in the? Oh my gosh, my computer's kind of not bugging, but keeps clicking anything. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So we're just waiting for Renee to get here so we can actually start the stream. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a couple of things we want to talk about today. We're going to talk stuff like why she started, reporting and things like that. What made her love the game of football, things of that nature. What some other lanes of life she's diving into when it comes to her career. She's doing multiple things, not just talking sports. So I want to talk other things she's doing as well that I already noticed, but you guys might not know about her. Also, going to ask each other questions about each other while we start doing what we're doing and things of that nature with some inspirations and stuff like that as well. And then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of our Week 7 preview. We're going to preview the Week 7 matchup versus the Packers. We'll have the injury report in front of me. We'll talk the injury report and things like that. And we're going to give keys to victory, X factors, and a final score prediction. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to keep it under 45 minutes because she is a very busy woman. And I don't want to. I don't know. Ask me. I don't know. Ask her that question in the comment section. When she get in here, she will gladly answer your question. I do not know. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about these things today, and we're gonna see how this goes. I'm just waiting for her to get here. She should be here for the next minute or so. I don't know. I really don't know if she's single or not. Honestly, I don't ask those questions. I'm a married man, sir. So how can I find out? She might be. She might be not. I don't freaking know, bro. Yeah, I'm waiting for her to get in here so we can get things rolling. No, you weren't joking, fool. You weren't joking. It's my fault if I'm pausing right now. I'm just waiting for her to get in here so we can get things rolling. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about today, and hope you guys have a great one. So I'm gonna ask some comments. You got some comments, some questions you might have for her as well, so I can start. We can squeeze in a quick Q&A before we get out of there too. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think he's probably the most talented quarterback ever too. Just the way he can run, the way he can throw, arm angles, the free plays that he can pull off. Hail Mary King. You think that's luck that he's that talented? Who's more talented than Aaron Rodgers? I mean, we know Brady's the GOAT, but was he more talented than Rodgers? Is he more talented than Aaron Rodgers? Nah. We want to say Steve Young, Joe Montana. I don't think they were as talented as Aaron is. They're more successful, of course, but they didn't have the talent that Aaron had. They didn't have the talent that Aaron possesses in Aaron's prime. Not right now. I think right now there'll be more in their prime. They'll be more talented than Aaron right now, but in Aaron's prime, I disagree. I think he's the most talented. There she is. Ready. Here's the woman of the hour. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How about yourself today?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I wasn't working, so my apologies. It was on
No,
my
it's
end.
all,
Happy to be
it
here.
is all good. It's all good. All good. All good. How's your day going?
Going well. It's Friday Eve, so it's going well.
Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. So I guess you can introduce yourself to my wonderful subscriber base with your wonderful presence. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I work with ESPN and Fox Sports. Renee Washington is my name, and I do a lot of different sports reporting coverage from college to pros, and I've worked with every league, the MLS, the NBA, the WNBA, the NFL. So happy to be here, tuned in from Jersey.
Oh, okay. I thought you was actually in the DMV area, but okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't live down there. I just work down there.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
I
wrong
don't
with that at
I don't
all.
publicly put that out there. A lot of people assume I'm down in the DMV, but I actually work in Philly, Jersey, and the DC area, so I'm all over the region, so to speak.
Oh, you grinding? God dang, girl. I see why I checked the link tree. You was like busy. I'm like, dang. It's one day I can do this. Like, what's going on?
I know.
Now I see why. Okay, it's completely understandable now. Completely understandable. So, what's some other things you do outside of sports when it comes to like covering different things? I saw you did like so yeah, a separate Instagram page for like promoting like music artists and things like that. So what are some other things you do outside of sports that you know?
Yeah, well, that's my show that I host. So I host a show through Fox Sports, and I kind of use that in a way to be able to tap into a lot of different interests because it allows me to just have conversations around different topics. So, of course, we talk around sports, but we do talk about music, which is probably what you saw, entertainment news. So that's my podcast that I have through Fox Sports. But in terms of other interests in general, everything is really revolving a lot around sports. That's what my life has always been as an athlete, as a coach, as now a reporter.
Yes, Miss Free Time All American.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like, go girl. That's dope.
So my every day is heavily around just sports, watching sports, talking sports.
Understand, but in your
all
younger
that fun,
days,
all the fun stuff, right?
all the fun stuff. So, what made you get into sports as like a child? That's kind of what made you get into it in the first place?
Yeah, so my parents were a big influence because I come from a sports family. So my dad played pro ball overseas. My mom played basketball. A lot of my relatives played football, basketball, ran track, all these different sports. So naturally, I was stepping into that too. For myself and all my siblings, we all tried different sports and just kind of had a chance to see what we liked, what we didn't like. For me, it was basketball is actually the main sport of my family in general. Soccer was the first sport that my sisters and I played. Nobody else in my family really had played soccer. That's older than me. Now I have younger cousins and younger relatives that play soccer. But basketball, soccer, they stuck. And then track, I was naturally always good at. So, it was instinctual for me to get into sports because of the fact that literally everything has always revolved around going to games, watching games, for as long as I can remember, that I've always been heavily involved in sports.
That's dope. That is absolutely dope. So what sport did you play when you were a 3-time All-American? I was wondering.
Yes, I played soccer. That was actually my best sport that I was good at.
Okay.
I loved playing basketball, but I was much better at soccer. So being able to play in college, being able to play a little bit professionally, that was just a great experience, honestly.
That is absolutely dope. I catch some Renee Washington highlights. That sound fire. That sound dope. But then three-time All-American, I was like, woo! I fought just basketball, honestly. I was like, oh, she had to play basketball. She had to.
I did play basketball, but
it had to be the sport. She was three-time All-American. Then
it's surprising a lot of people. I feel like because I am tall too, so they always assume they're always asked basketball, volleyball, or track. Not everybody looks at me and sees soccer players. So yes, that happens a lot.
I mean, I could definitely see soccer. I just thought it was basketball, like just off the jump. I was like, okay. She probably was hooping. Okay, she was hooping out here. Let me find out. She out here dunking on people. But that's absolutely dope. I did not know like the sport of soccer. That's absolutely dope because that's unique. You don't really see, Black athletes be three-time All-Americans in soccer. That is a very unique feat, and congrats on that. That's absolutely crazy.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Not enough diversity in soccer, but it's getting there slowly.
So, I know you had the little small stint with the Washington football team. So, is there any other teams you're covering besides? Any specific team you're covering right now? Or you just bouncing the area, just doing.
Yeah. So, for ESPN, I primarily work with college athletics, and that's anywhere from like most of the Philadelphia schools I work with. So, like Temple, UPenn, St. Joe's, and then like Princeton and the Ivy League schools. And then with Fox Sports, I cover the Mystics and the Wizards. And I'll dabble into other DC sports too, the Capitals, the Nationals, the Washington football team. And then I did work in the MLS with the Philadelphia Union. So depending on the network I'm working with or the, which company I'm working with determines kind of where I'm at and what I'm covering for them.
Okay. Dang, you do a little bit. You literally do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, you got to.
Everything. That is absolutely dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
So you two gave me your inspiration. I give you my inspiration why I actually started doing the whole YouTube thing. So actually, I played a little high school football, not too much. Tore my ACL in high school. Oof. Ouch. That ended that. The dream was.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It was over with. So, I was already kind of a small guy anyway. I didn't think I was gonna play professional or nothing like that anyway. But I did kind of love the game. I love the game. I still play basketball.
Finish it out without an injury.
I didn't think it was going anywhere. Honestly, I mean, it could have went somewhere in college. You could saw how it went, but I didn't think it was going nowhere but college football. Maybe a D2 school or something, to be honest. If I wanted to be frankly honest. But okay, cool. That dream died very quickly. So okay, well, I'll start a blog because I've been blogging for like 4 or 5 years. I was like, okay, this is starting to gain some traction. Let me start a channel. I was just hesitant. I didn't want to be on camera. I was camera shy. I'm not photogenic, so I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. So I might start a pod. But shout out to my guy Louis T. He told me start a channel. You know the sport. Go ahead and do it. And then something unfortunate in my life happened. My mom passed away, and I was like, okay, you know what? Life is too short. Let me go ahead and go for it. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I just shot and shoot for the stars because life is way too short. And she's my inspiration of why I started the channel. Yeah. So that's why I started the channel. I started the channel back in August of 2019. Little 2 years ago.
Yeah, you're 2 years in, and that's I like what you said about just really pursuing and going after it, because I think so many times we have an idea, we have something that we just keep putting off, like a plan or a project or a goal, and we're like, I'll do it later, and later never happens, So it's unfortunate that it took such a tragic situation in the passing of your mom for you to like have that realization, but a lot of people don't realize that until later on in life of like, dang, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If only I had done this sooner or tried it sooner.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I didn't want to be no shoulda, coulda, woulda person.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. But yeah, let's get kind of the meat and potatoes while we're here. We're gonna talk the team that you're not really covering anymore, but we'll talk about them very briefly, which is the Washington franchise, aka the Washington football team. So what are your thoughts of how week 6 went and with the whole Sean Taylor tribute and things of that nature? Do you think that it You think it went well, or do you think they botched it? Do you think what the heck were they doing? WTF? Like, oh my gosh, bro, they suck. Like, what's going on here? And we're not all just it's all on the field and off the field. Like the whole situation with the Sean Taylor thing and the play on the field. What were your thoughts on their performance off the field week 6?
Yeah, well, I know we're going to get into the preview around their game versus the Packers, and I'm unintentionally wearing literally Packers green. So let's just throw that out there. That was an accident. But in general,
You're so mean.
You know what? The funny thing is, it did not hit me until I actually turned my computer on, and I was like, oh, like turned on the StreamYard. I mean, and I was like, crap, we are talking about the Packers, aren't we? And I'm literally so. But you know what? My last name's Washington, and I'm wearing green, so I'm split. There we go.
You're hilarious. Good one.
So I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't work for them anyway. So looking at last week's game, I think that the Sean Taylor tribute was, I think it was as good as it could be. You know, I think the hard part is in the midst of all that's been going on around the team, it came across as a PR move. But I know that there were reports that it was planned way before anything, you know, all of this happened. And they had been talking about honoring him and honoring just alumni in general during that game. I don't know why the promotion didn't start until late, like a week ago. Like midweek is when they started actively talking about it. So I think the timing of it was just very poorly done in that sense. But I thought the actual tribute itself was nice. I did see a lot of mixed reviews from people because that some of them felt torn by it and felt like it wasn't genuine. But fans in general right now are just frustrated. I think that's what it comes down to. It's been a lot this season, and we're, you know, only heading into week 7, and to already see a lot of frustration around the actual results, the way the team has played, some underachieving aspects of the team, and then off the field, the investigations going on. It is a lot, and so for fans, I know I keep saying it is a wake-up call that this year probably won't be the year. Now, granted, there's still a lot of football left to be played, but I think it's just eye-opening of like, all right, the Washington football team still has a ways to go. You know, there's still, obviously there's been the talks of the trade that, you know, with Miami and Houston and trying to see what's possible. I don't know what's going to happen, but and we don't know if that might happen tomorrow. It might not happen at all. We have no idea. Yeah, but I just think that overall the team still has some pieces that they need. You know, this is a young group when you look across the board in terms of experience.
Super young group.
Snaps that a lot of these guys have played. So I think overall, looking at the Chiefs game is kind of what I expected. You know, I thought they kept it close through the first half, and going into halftime, it's like, all right, you know, you're in it, not too far off. You're winning, and then the second half was definitely more telling of what I thought. So at least you got one half of
decent football.
Fans. Yeah.
I think that the game went how it was supposed to go. Honestly speaking, of course, the Washington football team did not take advantage of opportunities. They had 3 turnovers in the first half, no points off turnovers.
All right.
You can't do it against Patrick Mahomes. You can't do that. You're going to get lit up eventually. It's Patrick Mahomes, for crying out loud. Yep. You think you're going to hold him to 10 points in both halves? It's Patrick Mahomes. So I said, okay, you know what? Okay. They won't get together in the second half. They won't keep it at least to a competitive game. I lied to myself. I should have known better. And, of course, it went how it was supposed to go. We're actually going to get some comments right here. I don't want to discount anyone's comments. Shout out to AM Hunter. Yo, PROTECH. Oh, what up, AM Hunter? Good afternoon, Renee. So you saying good afternoon.
Hello.
I love Renee Washington. Who don't love Renee?
Thank you.
Keep that infinite knowledge prospering. Yes, she's very, very knowledgeable about sports. I love it. Love the content you put on your Instagram. Pretty fire.
Thank you.
Pretty dope. Hello, Miss Washington. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
PROTECH Renee Washington, who you have win the division, the Dallas Cowboys. The division is over with. Okay.
No, I don't know. Listen,
I think it's a wrap.
Listen. I don't know because the NFC East tends to be very unpredictable. Year after year, the Dallas Cowboys have looked like they should be the team to win it all. Now, I do think what might make this the year is, and by win it all, I mean the division. Let's get that straightened out. Just clarify that. But I think the reason why the Dallas Cowboys might get over that hump this year is because of Dak's gruesome injury last year, that he's coming into this year with that perspective of like, I got to stay locked in, I got to stay focused, we got to do this. You know, when you have, like you talked about actually with your own career, when you have those life-changing moments, and for him, that injury against the Giants last year was that, you see the difference in the way that Dak has been playing since he's been back. So I think that might be what gets him over that hurdle. But overall, the Cowboys tend to find a way to drop the ball. They find a way to like lead their fan base. I'm definitely hate all things Cowboys, but they lead their fan base on, and then somehow as the later part of the season comes into play, look at what happened last year. When all they have to do is get a win, or all they have to do is get the result, they somehow manage to not get the result. So I'm not fully sold on anybody in the division yet. I am actually wearing green, ironically, and I am an Eagles fan. I probably shouldn't have said that, I know, but I'm a born and raised Eagles fan. I'm sorry. But
I mean, it's kind of funny because I'm actually from Lancaster. I'm a Washington fan.
Oh, you're out there. I'm
yep. So I actually lived in Philadelphia for a hot second as a kid. So yeah. I just can't stand Eagle fans. No offense.
No, it's none taken.
Eagle fans that live in Philadelphia, they're on another level. They're disrespectful. They want to hit baseball bats at people. I can't be a part of this violent. I said ones that live in Philadelphia specifically. The ones that live in Philadelphia. The ones outside of Philly, you guys are a different breed. I respect all Philly fans that are outside of Philadelphia. Ones in Philadelphia, they're different. They on some other type crap. The ones that go to the link. Let me be more specific more specific. The ones that go to the link. Oh my gosh.
The thing that we all have in common across the NFC East, regardless who your team is all of our teams disappoint us repeatedly, consistently. So that's something I was like, when I was working with the Washington football team for a short time, I'm like, I fully feel your pain, because the NFC East always is a mess. Look at last year, the dumpster fire of what the division was. So to answer your question, because I know neither of us have actually answered it, I have no idea. It could literally be anyone, because I think come the later stretch of the season, what we think right now in the Cowboys probably is going to change. We have no idea if Washington makes any sort of a move, that could possibly change some things. If they do make a trade, let's say you bring in someone like Tua, that could definitely change some things. If the Eagles offense decides to learn how to play, that could be a change. The Giants, I don't know about the Giants. I mean, don't know about them. They're somebody we could probably count out. So I think it could literally be anybody. But right now, unfortunately, it does look like Dallas is.
I know. It's disgusting to say out of our mouths.
I don't even like to say that. Yeah,
people say that foolishness out of our mouths. But I will say this: I do think because the Dallas Cowboys schedule is so light, and they're playing a bunch of cupcakes until they play the Bills. It's like week 13 or something.
Yep.
If they play how they're supposed to play, they should be like 10-1 around week 12. 9-2. I think they lose to the Vikings this week, by the way. 9-2. I'm gonna say they lose to the Vikings this week, darn it. Okay, they're gonna lose the damn football game. I'm tired of winning football games. They're gonna lose something, darn it. I'm tired of this foolishness. They'll be 9-2.
Yeah,
I don't think Washington's gonna be too close to that. 3-6.
Yeah,
not 3-6, but 4-7, somewhere around there. I think the Eagles, if Nick Sirianni just get his act together and actually run the football.
I was gonna say they gotta run the ball.
Free Miles Sanders for
free ball.
Sanders, man. Just free Miles Sanders.
Pretty simple. Run the ball. I don't know what we're doing here. But the offense, I mean, the play calling has been very questionable, but sometimes just run the ball. But
just run Miles Sanders. Or just let Miles Sanders go to another team where he'll be utilized. Free Miles Sanders, man. I'm tired of it. And I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm just tired. I feel bad for Miles. I'm a Penn State fan. I love Miles.
Oh, yeah.
I love Miles. I hate this for Miles. Oh, my gosh. It makes you so angry. Miss Washington, welcome to the PROTECH Sports Network. Yes, welcome. Shout out to the Hawk. Shout out Mr. Hawk. Appreciate your Hawk. Bud Light for Heineken. Bud Light for Heineken. I'm so done with y'all. I'm tired of the Taylor Heineke experiment. I don't even want to talk about it no more. It's gonna make me angry. Let's get this freaking deal.
Wow, we'll see if this trade rumor actually ends up happening to get Tua. I don't know.
JP Finley says it's false, but we'll see.
I don't know.
JP Finley is only being told the organization wants to tell people, and they are compulsive liars.
If the rumor's out there, I think it's on the table possibly. So I'm not ruling it out, especially since I think Washington needs to try to be making a move to bring in a starting quarterback. Yeah. But I just don't know if they're going to. I think Washington gets cheap at times, to be honest, and I don't know if they're going to.
Especially in the Bruce Allen era. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna take that. To me, that's a no-brainer, honestly. Like, I wouldn't rely on Fitzpatrick coming back. I wouldn't rely on. I think Heineke's a great backup. I wouldn't rely on either of them.
I think he's a great backup too.
Yeah, so he's not a starter. If you had to make a move in season like this, bring in a quarterback and bring in a quarterback in Tua, who you know what you're gonna get, and he's still young too. But wouldn't that be something if Tua's back with Fitzpatrick?
Oh my gosh, funny, right? That would go so left. Ryan be like, "Why are you here
again?
Why are you here?" He'll look at Tua.
I don't even know who was in the trade rumor for Washington to move. That's the part that I'm confused about.
I heard it's draft picks. So basically, they want draft picks to.
Which doesn't fully make sense if you would have 3 backup quarterbacks and Ryan, Heineke, and Kyle. I don't know. Someone else would be moved, I'm sure. But
yeah, you might bring Kyle Allen or something. I don't know. I think it'll be draft picks being sent to Houston for more ammo in that Deshaun Watson trade. Like, hey, look, Miami, take these draft picks, give us Tua. I'll take all those draft picks, give them to Houston, because that's what all they want is draft picks. They don't want no players, they just want draft picks. Deshaun's a new franchise quarterback, Tua has a new spot. The Texans are going to build around Davis Mills, I guess. I don't freaking know.
I don't know what they're
build around Davis Mills like that.
Houston and Houston sports in general. So
I feel bad for Houston fans.
Yeah, that's a problematic sports city right there.
Yeah.
They find a way to be a hot mess.
Yeah. Astros with their little scandal.
Yeah, like when you really think about it.
James Harden's not with the Rockets anymore.
And the Rockets had mess happen too before James Harden left. So.
Yeah. The Rockets was a mess. They traded for John Wall. I thought
there are worse cities to root for.
Yes.
That's what we are clarifying. Could be worse. Could always be worse.
For sure.
Could be a Chicago fan. Could be a Houston fan.
Chicago fans. But the Bulls, they got some promise. But not here nor there.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Renee, you're funny.
Promises. That's what they actually do. They do have some promise, though. They didn't bring in a lot. My gosh. I think the Bulls
brought everybody mother to Chicago.
Yeah.
You're like, look,
on the Bulls. It's too many new players. I'm like,
fix everything.
It's a mix of I feel like every team's role player. Like, let's bring in Caruso and Lonzo. Like all these different role players that have been brought in. I still don't really know what to expect from them. So we'll see. Could be something there.
Yeah, it could be something. Especially with Zach LaVine and guys like that. I love Zach LaVine. Big Zach LaVine. I'm a stan. I will put this right now. I'm a Zach LaVine stan. Okay, love me some Zach LaVine. That's my guy. But that's not here nor there. Actually, speaking of Houston, I actually went to Houston for my birthday and actually talked to some Houston for sports fans. They are depressed there. Depressed. They're like, no more James Harden. Deshaun Watson wants out. What is going on? I hate this. And I'm like, this is going on Houston sports land. Oh my gosh. I don't want to be no Houston fan. What?
Get rid of Deshaun Watson because I'm trying not to believe, but I don't know what's going on. Oh no. Hey, I saw
Maggie, what's up, bro?
I saw a really funny crate challenge for the Cowboys, and it was as the crates got taller, the tallest one was the regular season, and the next step down was the playoffs, and then the person fell off before they got to the playoffs. They were like wobbling at the top crate, like that's the Cowboys. So no.
I am dead. That is hilarious.
Yes, that had me crying because it was very accurate. The Cowboys, without fail, like I will give it to them. They're going to do great all season up until give them like another month, and then we'll start to see the wobbling.
Yeah, you might see a little wobbling, but the way this NFC East is playing right now, I think they're gonna cruise. I think they're gonna cruise to the division title. Now in the postseason, they might stumble.
Oh yeah,
running out.
Whoever in the NFC East is not going to do well in the playoffs. Let's just throw that out there. When you look across, the division, and forget the league, the division in itself, the whole NFC West needs to be in the playoffs. Okay, yeah. Every single one of them.
Yeah, Eva thinks Seattle's not going to make it without Russ.
They're not. No, that's the problem. That finger injury is going to definitely mess them up. But if he were to be healthy, I did not get injured. That whole division needs to make it. The Packers, the Vikings, Tampa Bay, of course, Carolina, another team that if Christian doesn't go down, who knows? So I don't know. I don't think whoever comes out of the NFC East, you're just one more game to disappoint your fans. So
yeah, I think you're super wild card weekend and going home, unless they get a good matchup. I think Dallas can beat a couple of those teams. I don't think they can beat the Rams, and I don't think Dallas can beat Tampa.
No,
we clearly saw that. So we saw that.
Yeah.
They can compete with those teams. I would give you that.
Now,
I don't think they can beat those teams.
Playoffs are always different. Some teams really get up, but I expect that like whoever comes out of the NFC East, unfortunately, isn't going to do well in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're one and done. The most they might get is the division. They might get to the division round, but they're not going to a conference championship. It's not happening.
Oh, I would cry if
it's like Dallas, Los Angeles, the Rams in the NFC Championship. I'm not even watching that crap.
You know what would make it work? This is my problem. I don't know if I dislike Dallas more or their fans. Now you want to talk about annoying fans. Sorry to I think it was the person who tuned in that was trying to convert me. Dallas fans are they brag, they're cocky, they're loud, and I'm talking like in the physical loud, but social media loud. It's just I can't stand anytime they like the 5 weeks they've had for this season have been 5 painful weeks because they let you know it. And it's very
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But some Cowboy fans are realistic. Reddy Red is not one of them. I love Reddy Red. That's my guy. But, bro,
everybody's a kicker away. Sign me up to be a kicker.
Speaking of kickers, let's bring the kicker situation up in Washington.
Oh boy!
What are your thoughts about them cutting Dustin Hopkins and picking up Mr. Blewett? Why? Why is that his last name? Like, why? Oh my god! What are your thoughts on that?
I've always been very confused by the kicker situation because when they even had just Dustin Hopkins as the kicker in the first place, that threw me off because you don't want anybody else that you're really going to try to rock the boat with. But I am surprised that they released him because I feel like Washington doesn't make moves. They just kind of sit back and like, oh, well, wait. And they're very slow with things. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I think that Blewett is a Band-Aid. There's some bigger issues in Washington at this point.
Yeah. It was about time for Dustin to go, honestly.
It was. But that's why I was surprised they actually did it. But I do think
they cut him during his best season, though. That's why I'm like, what? What are we doing? Like,
he won the team.
It's like when they bench Haskins after the Ravens game. Yeah, they do the most weird things. Like they do stuff ASS backwards. Like they do stuff weird. All right, Dwayne not playing well the first 3 weeks of last season. Oh, you actually played okay versus the Ravens. Hey, guess what? We're going to bench you. Why you do the week before? What are we doing? If it's like, all right, Dustin, you're getting on my nerves, Dustin. You know you're getting on my nerves, right, Dustin? Yeah, man, I'm kind of dusty. I kind of suck, but I get together. He gets it together, besides some extra points. You get cut. What are we doing? I'm sitting here like, why now?
You're right. In all his years that he's been with the team, is this now the right time? But the problem is there are bigger problems. Like, for whatever reason, across the NFL, there's been a lot of kickers missing. I have no idea why. There's been a lot of missed field goals, a lot of missed extra points. There's just been a lot of missed kicks.
I eat a Bengals Packers game when they were
those
missing
five
back to back. Evan McPherson missing field goals, basically Crosby missing field goals.
And then how many games have we seen that have come down to a field goal, a missed field goal? I mean, it's been wild. So I understand it. I agree with what you're saying, like in the fact that I think that it should have happened before. And if you're looking at the team as a whole, Dustin Hopkins may not be the biggest problem. So is that a priority move? I don't think so. But that's why I say it's a Band-Aid. Blew it. Come right in, but I don't know how much it's going to help if the team can't figure it out on both sides of the ball. They
might have just blew it already by signing him, but whatever. No pun intended. Let's get to his week 7 preview because I know you don't have a lot of time, so I don't know if you've seen the injury report, but most of these guys practiced today, which is good, but don't think it'll be the Packers anyway. But whatever. We'll skip the injury report because I'm not going to waste the time with that. It's still Thursday. We don't know who's going to DNP tomorrow, who's going to play. We don't know. So whatever. What are a couple of keys to victory that you have for the Washington football team to pull the upset of probably 2021?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I think that the Packers, who actually ironically, their game last week versus the Bears was very similar to Washington Chiefs' first half in that it was a close start. I think that the Packers are beatable. I think that looking at the Bengals game is actually, as we talk about that game, that's a game I thought the Bengals should have won. So I'm not putting them on this pedestal. Like there are certain teams right now that I don't see them, like the Cardinals, the Rams. I know they've lost, but Tampa Bay, there's certain teams that I just think are so hard to beat right now. But I'm not putting the Packers in that category. You know, I think that for Washington, it's going to be a matter of minimizing turnovers, always an issue that you have to focus on. But defensively, getting stops. And then offensively, you got to take advantage. You got to get points on the board. You cannot go drive after drive and you don't score, which is very basic and very common sense. But here we are. So I think the problem is that defensively, you have to put pressure on the Packers. You know, you can't allow Aaron Rodgers to have time to get his head up, to see his receivers and to run pretty offenses. You got to make it an ugly game. And then when you do that, you have to make sure that offensively you're clicking to just make the simple play. Make the simple play, keep moving the chains, get up the field, keep your offense on the field, and then score. That's all.
Your offense on the field and your defense on the field has been horrible.
Right.
I think a couple of keys I have is, look, we ain't stopping Tay Adams. I've given up already. Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. He's going to get his 150 yards. But don't let Alan Lazard and MVS and Robert Tunyon beat you, for goodness sakes, okay? I understand if Devontae Adams just gets 200 yards. Fine. Okay. Yeah. But, hey, I don't want to see in the stat sheet in the box score MVS have 6 catches for 120 and 2 tubs. That's going to really piss me off, okay? And also, shut the faucet off. Do not let Aaron Jones get going. Just shut the faucet off. Stop the run. I hate saying this, but force Aaron Rodgers to beat you, for goodness sake. Hey, shut the faucet off. Don't let them run the football. If they can run the football, it's just going to get this. It's going to be 50-17. It's going to get very ugly. I'm going to cry. It's going to get bad. So, yeah, that's kind of my couple keys to the victory, for the upset, because I don't think we'll win this game. Do you have any offensive or defensive X factors for either team?
No, I mean, I don't know, because I think that it's a tough game. You really don't know. Tough game for Washington, that is. You really don't know what to expect. But I think this is another good challenge for them. You know, every game has been a challenge for them. And you look at last week versus the Chiefs, it's like, all right, who can we hand the ball off to? Who can we target? Who can be the player that offensively is consistently? Because when you really think about it, it's funny you mentioned Devontae Adams. Who is that guy for Washington? You know, we don't.
Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, right. Is it Terry McLaurin? It definitely is Terry McLaurin right now. But J.D. McKissick, Antonio Gibson, you know, these different players, Ricky Steele-Jones, like how can we get all these guys the ball?
De'Ami Brown.
Who's the guy? Yeah. Right. Who's the guy?
I think the guy, Where's the same number Devontae Adams? It's Terry. it's Terry or bust with these guys. Like
it is, but
Terry goes
Terry's
off, they
been
win
enough.
games, and when he doesn't, they lose. So
Yep.
I think Terry needs to get 15 targets in this game.
That's the problem. When you look at the game, I mean, it goes back to week 1, the 4 targets he had against the Chargers, and then 14 the next game. Like, it's very consistent. So it's not an X factor in the fact that it's a surprise or anything, but it's a common sense thing that seems to be missing. That the only guy that across his offensive line that's been consistently only a few years, but in his career is Terry McLaurin. You got to find ways to get him the ball, and you've got to get him involved from the beginning. We should not have 4 receiving yards, or you go all game and you kind of don't even know he's out there. In order to be able to play with the best teams, your best has to be a factor every game and every quarter, not just
it's without Jair Alexander. If they're without Jair Alexander, you have to force feed Terry. I don't care. He needs 15 targets. I don't care if he's double team, he's open. When he ain't open, he open. Okay? Throw him the daggone football, for Christ's sake.
Well, the thing is,
and they all went to Terry, they all talking to Terry, I wouldn't care. I just wouldn't care.
You got to force the defense to defend you a little bit. That's part of it too. And you got your best player on the field. You're not getting him the ball. Feed Terry. Get him the ball and make them have to defend him, and make them have to put 2 players on him. Make them have to focus on him. Don't defend your own player. And that's what bothers me about some teams. They kind of work against themselves. You have a good backup quarterback in Taylor Heineke, who is the starting quarterback right now. You have a lot of young players that are trying to kind of get their feet under them. The one consistent in the offense is Terry McLaurin. But why is it that every other game we have, where's Terry? There's Terry. Where's Terry? There's Terry. Right. It needs to be every single game.
Yeah. I would say another consistent guy is Antonio Gibson. He does have to.
I do like Antonio Gibson. Yeah.
I think Gibby needs to stop putting the church's money on the floor, stop throwing the football. But outside of that, I like Antonio Gibson. I think he's definitely been solid. He's consistently getting 5 yards a carry every week. He's solid. He's definitely solid. Him and Terry are the only 2 things that are solid, and JD McKissic, of course. JD that man is just PPR king. Like, goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. 8 catches a week. It seemed like every other week he's getting 8 catches. Like, what the heck, man? Crazy. So my X factors for this team are JD McKissic. I just stated JD McKissic.
There you go.
Just because I don't know how Gibby's going to look this week. He could look 70% of his usual self, 75. He might get 10 touches because Scott Turner won't give him the ball. He loves JD, I guess. He loves JD. So, hey, throw JD out there. Give JD 8 to 10 targets. He'll catch 8 passes, probably 70 yards, and he'll move the change for you. Right. And also defensive X factor Montez Sweat. I don't think their right tackle was playing this week. I'd have to double check. But I don't think their right tackle was playing. So, hey, Montez, take advantage of this one-on-one matchup. They're not going to double you. They're going to double Chase because they think Chase is the best passer on this team. For some weird reason, I don't understand what these guys game plan with this defense, even though it still sucks. But hey, Montez, take advantage of it, for goodness sakes. And for the Packers,
the 2 of them should be really a 1-2 punch that we all thought was going to happen, but it hasn't.
Go wreak havoc, for goodness sakes.
Well, okay, so I think part of it, that the whole issue with Washington for me is the lack of consistency. And you have got to make this, like I keep saying, the simple plays. And there are times where the defense needs to just make the simple play. What is your bread and butter? What is your strength? You got Montez and you got Chase. We shouldn't see them out there in no man's land. You got to figure out a way to get this D line tightened up to be much better and more along the lines of what we anticipated than what we've been seeing right now. So it's hard because I think that we're now realizing the expectations that everyone had off of last year's Tampa Bay wildcard game is not the same team that we are seeing right now.
It's for sure not. And I think my thing with it is that they're getting better week after week, even though they're allowing 30. They got 3 sacks from Mahomes last week. That's better than what they were doing week 1, for goodness sakes. They got 3 turnovers last week, but they didn't do week 1 versus Justin Herbert, for crying out loud. They got 2, but They haven't got they constantly getting turnovers now. They're actually getting sacks. Just the blown coverages. I think that's the problem. Like that first half against the Saints, it went for a Hail Mary that should never happened. And a Deontay Harris touchdown that Landon Collins got burnt on because he's slow as a snail. They only scored 6 points. Like people don't see this. Like the defense is actually progressing. They just need to play better consistently for 60 darn minutes. Don't play a good first half and then go out there and melt down like a piece of trash in the second half. For goodness sakes. What's your final score in this game?
In spurts, we see like moments and it's exciting, and then it just kind of goes off the deep end for a couple plays, and then they come back and it's like, oh wow, they can do it. So that's the thing is that you see that from everyone. There are moments where the team looks really good, where Taylor Heineke and the O line is just clicking, and their play calling makes sense. And then there's times where they don't. And then defensively, same thing. There's times that they'll get a big stop, and then there's times where it's like, whoa, where are you? So I think that is the hardest part, is the consistency has to be better. And that is honestly the difference between good teams and the top teams. When you look across the board, yes, you might see Kyler Murray make a mistake. He's human, but he's making way less mistakes and way less costly mistakes. The better teams are the teams that find a way, even when the play is broken and messed up, to still get yards out of it, to still make something happen, still get a first down, to force a turnover on defense. But the other teams that are struggling, those middle of the barrel and those below average teams that are struggling, it's because they keep turning the ball over and they're not playing. You cannot go 4 quarters and on both sides, you're just like cones. Something's got to be there.
Agree for sure. What's your final score before we get out of here? I know you gotta run.
I unfortunately think it's gonna be probably similar to last week. So I'm going to guess. But you know what? I'm gonna give Washington some more points. I was gonna say 14, but I feel like I should give them more than 1 point. I'm gonna say 17 for Washington. I'm gonna say 28-17 is my very random prediction. Packers.
I'll take an 11-point game. I'll take that.
Yeah, like I think it's a solid game. You put up 17 on the Packers. You know, Washington has struggled offensively at times throughout the season. 17 is a solid-ish number. 28 is still kind of holding the Packers. I mean, they don't break 30, so
that's great. I take 28 at this point. So I'll take 28 at this point. Unlike the Bills just put up almost 50 on us.
Well, pretty much. Well, every team has put up 30 plus. So let's break that. Let's
break that streak, for goodness sakes. DAMN. Like, God dang, I'm tired of this.
The Giants didn't reach 30, so there you go.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, the numbers of the amount of games that the team has lost versus won when they hold a team to less than 30 is like some crazy stat, which obviously makes sense. But it's the truth. You got to keep them under 30 points. It cannot be a shootout because Washington doesn't have the offensive firepower to make it a shootout. So you need to keep them under 30 points to have any potential chance of winning. 24-27. Interesting.
24-27. Big Simple. Shout out to Big Simple. Go subscribe to Big Simple if you've not done so. Roll the 3K for my man. Appreciate that. All right, but my prediction, I'm not being nice here. We are getting destroyed. We're getting destroyed.
Oof.
I'm going to say 38. They'll make it close late. It's going to be a blowout probably around halftime. They rally and get it close.
Wait, 30-8?
No. 38 to, I'm going to say 24. 38-24 Packers.
I don't know if
they're up like 28-10 at half.
Okay.
They jump up to a 14-0 run.
Bills type of game.
Then the Packers like, all right, they got within 4. We can't let them beat us in Lambeau. Not happening. Mm-hmm. They score a touchdown, kick a field goal. They run away. They go hide. They got it. That's how I think it goes. We're going to get blown out in the first half. We're going to say, oh, my gosh, not again. Until Hines going to say, hold on, this game ain't over yet. Hold on. It's not over. It's not over. We're in 4. Yay. Hey, it's Aaron Rodgers we're talking about. Let's get y'all up out of here. Football team, come back in 4 years. Come back to Lambeau in 4 years. See you later. I hope they say he own us because he don't own us, by the way. You
do have to give them extra points Green Bay extra points for the fact that they are at Lambeau Field. Like
Yeah, they're in Lambeau.
Guaranteed. That's a guaranteed 14 points right there.
Yeah, it's
but
Lambeau.
you're giving me week 3 Buffalo vibes is what we're going with.
Kind
here.
of, yeah.
Like, that same
they
type
get back into it, and then
back touchdowns. Washington scored, and it's like, oh, cool, you're back in it. And you like Taylor made this great play, and then Antonio Gibson made a great play, and it's like, great, team is closing the gap, and then Buffalo
shut the faucet off. Stop what you're doing. Basically, but with a much closer game. Like, I think much closer than 43-14 going to fourth quarter. I don't think it'd be that bad. But yeah, they'll win by 14. I think they win comfortably. So, Renee, thank you for being on.
I see them putting up 24 on Green Bay, but that would be a small victory.
Yeah, they're without both their starting pass rushers, and without Darnell Savage, and without Jair Alexander.
But
so that's why I think they're gonna put up 24. They're without four defensive starters.
I like the optimism still. Okay.
I will talk about your Eagles. I will talk about your Eagles, but I'm not gonna do that to you today.
Whoa, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it because I think Washington just finds a way, unfortunately, to get in their own way. So
yeah, they find ways to lose.
Yeah.
Dustin Hopkins missed a field goal. He got cut and not scored off turnovers, not taking advantage of things.
Yeah,
that's why they're gonna lose this game because they're not gonna take advantage of opportunities. I think Aaron Rodgers gonna turn the ball over at least one time.
Okay,
they're not gonna do nothing with it. They're not gonna do anything with it.
It'll be an exciting forced turnover.
Yeah, like Chase Young's sack fumble.
Got this. And then it's gonna be like a 3 and out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Hey, sack fumble from Chase Young. Yay. Bring out. Blue is gonna goddamn blow it.
That's the NFC East way. Okay. That's how we do in this division. That's how all of our teams in this division do. That's why our division struggles to get over 500 in 2020. Okay, because that's what we do. Great stop on defense. Oh, special teams get the block. Defense forces a turnover. 3 and out on offense.
3 and out. 3 and out. Go get the field goal kick out there. Go get Blewett out there. You're gonna blow it.
Blow it. Don't blow it. Blow it.
He's gonna blow it. That's it. It's oh my gosh, it's gonna be hilarious. But Renee, I thank you for being on. I very appreciate you. It's been a wonderful time. Keep in touch. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I look forward to you. I look forward to you being back on the channel. You have been very interesting to talk to you.
Interesting. You're hoping in a good way.
In a great way. In a great way. In a great way.
All the wrong
in a great way. In a great way. And I don't like the fact you're Eagle fan now, but
look, born and raised. My bad.
You're fine. I understand.
We're in the same struggle, to be honest. Eagles fans and Washington fans. We understand. We are there.
We understand each other.
We are fully on the same page. Quarterback issues, injuries, terrible play calling, not running the ball, offense doing God only knows what, 3 and outs, defense non-existent at times, but then doing really well at other times. So look, we're here, and I appreciate you for having me on because you've got a great group of supporters in the chat. I see the chats have me cracking up, and we'll see what happens. I would love for it to. If I had to choose anybody but Dallas or the Giants winning the NFC East, so that leaves one of our 2 teams, and then we'll see from there. So,
hey, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Dallas meltdown. I don't know what's going to happen, but Dallas meltdown and Jalen Hurts gets it together or Heineke gets it together. I don't know. I don't freaking know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But hey, at least the Eagles had 3 first-round picks in their back pocket. You know, look, fortunately for you guys. But please, actually, you have a YouTube channel, correct? I know you.
I do.
Okay, so yeah, please subscribe to Renee Washington's YouTube channel. You'll find under her first and last name. It's nothing special, just Renee Washington. Go check her out. Also, go follow on Instagram at Renee P. Washington, and follow on Twitter. Same handle as well. And I appreciate Renee for being on. This is fun. I hope that I will see you back on my channel sooner than later. And hey, maybe I might stop by your platform. Never know. You hit me up, let me know what's going on, and I very appreciate you as always. Hey, like, comment, subscribe to the PROTECH Sports Network. Y'all new. Y'all turn post notifications on. Road to 2K on the way. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I put God first. Stay safe on these streets, please. Please stay safe on these streets. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace, y'all. Catch y'all next time.